Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I have another Sims 4 speed build for you, and this one is actually kind of interesting because I was asked to be part of an amazing building collab with over 160 simmers. This collab was called Better Together, and it was put together by Sophie the Sim, Simmer Kai, and Plummy Sims, and this was so amazing, and I'm so excited to finally be able to share this with you. This has been months in the making, so these fantastic simmers reached out to me several months ago and asked if I would want to be part of this, and of course I said yes because this is so amazing. And the idea behind this collab is that we together rebuilt every single world in The Sims 4 and basically everything up until Growing Together. So if you're watching this after Growing Together comes out, like that and anything later is not included, but everything before is. I will include the save file link down below and an informational link down below that actually tells you what's in every world. And what's really nice about this collab was every single lot has been built on, including secret lots in each of these worlds. And each of these worlds, anything that's built in it is only built with base game and its corresponding pack. So for instance, I am building in the eco lifestyle world of Evergreen Harbor, which means that the only packs used in this build is eco lifestyle and base game. And that goes for every world if you want to download this out of the save file. Each of them is limited to that pack and the base game, which means you can download these worlds separately and use them, how you play the game in terms of what you have downloaded. And just a little bit about this collab. So we have 197 completed residential apartment and rental builds. So just to give you an idea of just the mass amount of builds that were made for this collab. And it also includes 71 community lots, and like I mentioned earlier, we also include stuff for hidden lots as well. And some of these simmers created households that you can also play with in the builds they created. So anyways, definitely check out the link down below for the save file if you're interested. I highly recommend. These builds are absolutely amazing. And to think about having your whole entire sim game rebuilt by these amazing simmers is just awesome. And I will try to remember to put all of the collab leaders, I guess, three simmers I mentioned earlier. I'll put their information down below as well if you want to go check them out. I highly recommend. And like I said, each of the worlds is described in detail in the Tumblr link down below, and also each of the simmers that was responsible for the builds in that world. Anyways, like I mentioned earlier, I am actually in eco lifestyle. I keep calling it eco lifestyle. No, the world is called Evergreen Harbor. I don't know why I keep doing that. I keep identifying it in terms of the pack I used. But anyways, I decided that I wanted to make a really cute residential family home. And I included this really cool looking swimming pool underneath the building overhang. And I do actually come back and fix it a little bit. I felt it can overhang a little bit and it's not a big deal, but it kind of bugged me that there was no support structure underneath that piece of the build. So I do go back and put some columns in, and there's actually a column that goes down into the pool, which I thought was kind of neat. So we do actually fix that. So don't worry, it does look a little more realistic in terms of architecturally. And I try to keep the landscaping just very green and lush, and I didn't add a whole lot of color out here. I just really kept with that green aesthetic. And it was actually so funny when I went to go take screenshots, I noticed that this lot is surrounded by trash because I didn't upgrade the Evergreen Harbor world so that it was cleaned up. So it was just so funny that I have this pristine build and then surrounding it was a bunch of trash when I went to go take screenshots. I just thought that was kind of funny. And if you weren't aware, so part of the eco lifestyle gameplay is that you can actually change the world. So you can actually become greener, and it takes away pollution and trash and stuff like that. It'll even change the apartments that are in this world. The windows and stuff will be upgraded, so they'll become bigger and more interesting looking. So in case you didn't know that, or if you've thought about getting this pack, it actually is really interesting. And the reason I signed up to do this was I really love the items that came in this pack, and it was honestly hard to think about if I could only use one pack, which world I'd want to build in. And so I just thought this one would be a whole lot of fun and have the opportunity to do like an eco home. I had originally thought about doing like a container home. If you've ever seen those that are like these homes that are made out of like multiple like shipping containers, like I thought that would be really cool, but I felt like it may end up being kind of boxy and I wanted to do something a little more interesting architecturally. So I ended up doing this instead. And you can see that I'm like messing around with different fountains and stuff like that, trying to make this an interesting swimming pool space. And I feel like the backyard does go through a lot of transitions like as I'm building, but I am so happy with the way it turned out. I just thought it was so, so pretty. And I ended up putting, again, a bunch of vegetation back here. I do put like 2 planter boxes and those like bug boxes. I don't actually know what they're called, but they're basically boxes that like you can have like beetles and stuff in. And I haven't actually played a lot in Eco Lifestyle, so I don't remember what they do for you, but I think they give you something in the game. If you know, let me know down below. Remind me, please. I have played this like in game at some point, but I kind of have forgotten at this point. And because I've been doing just so much building lately, especially since I've started this YouTube channel, that's a lot of what I do. And I end up putting these really cute turtle decals at the bottom of the pool because I just thought that was so adorable. And when I put in that column, like I mentioned earlier, I do end up actually like moving them around a little bit so they do look a little bit different. And since this was Eco Lifestyle, I was like, I do want to include like the recycling machine and some of the other like gameplay specific stuff for Eco Lifestyle. So I kind of made this little like space over there with, I think I put like the woodworking table in there, the recycling thing, and I forgot what else I included in there. Like I was back and forth a lot about like the candle maker, and there was something else as well. Oh yeah, the like fizzy machine drink maker thing. Clearly I do a lot of gameplay in Eco Lifestyle because I can definitely remember what all of these things are called. But anyways, I put a little bit of vegetation up there as well, but I just thought this would be a really nice workspace here and just made a whole lot of sense in this space. I did take out the fabrication machine, I think is what that thing is called. You can add that in, of course, if you would like to play with this lot. And as usual, you can change this however you want to. This is up on the Sims 4 gallery as well if you just want to download this lot. But like I said, I highly recommend checking out the save file so you can rebuild the whole world and have a lot of interesting stuff for your Sims to do while you're playing in this world. And so I added in here, I kind of went back and forth a little bit about the patio space. But I added in I was about to say a stove, that is a grill. I added in a grill and a little seating space as well as like just kind of 2 chairs and a toy box because I actually made this house for a couple and a toddler. Now, of course, you can also alter this home for an older sim if you don't want to use a toddler. It could definitely easily be transferred in to a child room, just lots of stuff for them to do. And you can, of course, alter stuff if you want to use a teen in there, or you can just change it altogether. I also do add in an easel a little bit later on in an office space that I create. So I'm thinking that maybe one of these Sims is also really into painting. I don't know, that's just kind of the storyline I was thinking about. And I struggled a bit here with what I wanted to do because the space was so open, but I really wanted it to be filled out with a lot of vegetation because it just kind of made sense to me in this world to have all of that. And so I just thought it was really lovely to add in some of these pieces, and I can't remember if I added a little more back here or not. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little bit since I built this since, like I said, this collab has been in the making for months now, and seriously, I have no idea how our like collab leaders put all of this together. Like, it was just so amazing. This was such a huge effort on their part, and it's so amazing. So again, please go check out their social stuff and also the save file because there's just some amazing homes. Like even in our Discord, like the group that we had, I mean, people were putting the pictures that they were making, like their work in progress, and oh my goodness, it is amazing. Like there's just so much in there. And I believe also when you go to get the save file, I believe there's instructions there as well if you want to learn how to download those. And of course, all of these are up on the gallery too if you want them separately, or I think most of them are. I think some of them, we went back and forth about how to upload these. A lot of people put it on the gallery, but some people just submitted like tray files for this. But anyways, if you actually, I believe the hashtag, I think it was TS4 Better Together, I believe was the hashtag that was used on the gallery if you uploaded it. So you can also check out some other builds there as well. And I wanted to create here, this is actually a really large house, like, and I cut out a lot of me trying to figure out where to put the stairs because I don't know what it is, but it is so difficult for me. Like, let me know down below if it's also difficult for you to figure out how to put stairs in homes. I feel like so many times I struggle with how to like make it fit in the home without taking up a bunch of room, and so that it will actually make sense here. And of course, since I did the outside of this home completely before I did the inside, I struggled a little bit with the floor plan. I feel like I would have changed the exterior had I not already completed the exterior, if that makes sense. And I end up, like I said, having room for 1 or 2 Sims if you have a couple in this house, and a toddler, which like I said could be changed into a child's room. And then kind of that like stair landing area becomes an office here as well. So your Sims should be able to do whatever they need to do here. Lots of things for them to work on. And like I said, this is only eco lifestyle and base game. So if you just have eco lifestyle, you can download this without any kind of problems. Again, there's no CC or anything like that in it. And you can find it under my gallery ID, Spice and Sprinkles, all one word and all lowercase, and down in the description if you want to see it written out. I can't remember if I've said that before. I feel like I'm totally all over the place with this because I feel like I'm just so excited to talk about it since I've known about this collab for a while now and I've had to keep it a secret. And also, you may have, if you follow a bunch of Simmers on like Instagram, you may have already seen some posts coming up. And basically all of this week is when all of the Simmers are going to be posting their builds, whether they do that on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or TikTok or wherever they actually do their like content creation. It is different depending on which Simmer you're talking about. And for me, I believe I plan on putting maybe some pictures on Instagram, but I do most of my stuff on YouTube is where I put a lot of my content. But my Instagram is linked down below if you want to follow me over there for any kind of like posts that I might make over there. I also do some baking posts over there as well, since that's something else I like to do in my spare time. But I feel like since I've really gotten into YouTube, I haven't had a whole lot of time to do some baking, which is unfortunate, but I do want to get back into it. And I feel like I totally like went on like a ramble about my Instagram, so I apologize for that. But I do end up actually doing a lot of different stuff here in the kitchen. I struggled a little bit because I felt like this space was just so open, but I end up doing this like makeshift like counter dining table situation. You'll see me add in a table here in a minute, but it kind of reminded me of like a breakfast nook kind of thing. So I made sure to put that in there, and I did include, you'll see a high chair in this space as well. So as of this very moment when I'm recording it, the high chairs, of course, have a ton of issues. Now, supposedly with the infant update we're going to be getting next week, that should be fixed. So hopefully that is true, and you can actually use that high chair efficiently. And actually with the new update coming out, you can also change that toddler room into an infant room, which I am so excited. I am so excited about the new gameplay. If you haven't checked out the live stream that The Sims did about the update and the upcoming pack, definitely check it out. And I think a lot of Simmers have also uploaded like a synopsis of that, because it was like a 2.5 hour stream, but like I'm so excited. Like there is so much gameplay being added, just so much like family stuff being added, that I am so thrilled. I'm not really a like gameplay person, but this definitely makes me want to like actually play in The Sims. I don't do much gameplay. I do have a big sister challenge that I'm working on right now over on my Twitch channel. If you want to come check that out, the link is down below. And I also do a lot of building and other like simulation games over there. But I do also upload a like shorter like edited version of the Big Sister Challenge on my YouTube channel as well, if you're interested in checking that out. But anyways, that is about the extent of the gameplay that I am doing right now. Of course, like with the new infant update, I've thought about doing the like 100 baby challenge, that kind of thing. But honestly, the thought of committing to 100 babies in The Sims 4 is so scary. Because that's so many kids. I have like tried to do that on my own, and I think I got to like 60 something babies, but I haven't played it in a while, so I don't know. Like, but the thought of doing some family gameplay sounds like fun. But let me know down below in the comments, like, if you want to see something like that on the channel. Like, I'd love to hear your suggestions. And of course, I plan on doing some home builds and nursery builds, that kind of thing, once we get the update and the pack. I'm just so excited. I've made so many fake changing tables, like, and fake nurseries effectively in the game, because they're not super useful, since as of this moment when I'm recording this, there's not a whole lot to do with babies in The Sims 4, so I'm really thrilled about the new update for infants. And the fact that I believe that they have shortened the baby like phase in the game, which is very nice, because there's not a lot going on. But I believe they've also updated their interactions, like kind of their animations and things like that, to make it a little more realistic in the game. But anyways, I feel like I've been going on about the update and the upcoming pack. I feel like it's just been a while since I've done a voiceover and actually talked to y'all, so I feel like I'm just talking about everything. I've recently been doing a bunch of shorts on my channel, so if you've not seen those, be sure to check them out. I've been trying to do a lot of like tutorials and things like that for building, so if you've ever wondered how to place clutter on counters or create patios, like custom showers, like all that kind of stuff, be sure to check that out, because I'm trying to put some more of that stuff out there, because I feel like, you know, there's a lot of people with questions on how to do those things, and I'm trying to let you know how to do those. So anyways, so be sure to check those out, and I've just been doing a lot of those lately, and that's been taking up a lot of my time. So I do have some more videos coming. Hopefully, like, I'll be able to get some more of those out as I start getting used to putting out different kinds of shorts on YouTube, because they've been a little bit different lately, but still definitely building related. But anyways, this build, back to this build, I tried to add a bunch of clutter in here, but not too much, because I did want to leave space for you to actually personalize this with, you know, whatever Sims you have living here. But I did kind of want to fill up these shelves just a little bit. I didn't do like all of them. I did refrain from putting too much clutter in here, because you know I love clutter. I love clutter. But since I was only working with base game and eco lifestyle, I didn't have like the normal amount of clutter that I usually have, in which case if I did, I'm sure those shelves would be completely full of stuff, because I just can't help myself. And in this space, I do kind of a bright, cozy living room space, and over in the corner, I make like a kid's like playroom, which I thought was so adorable. I love that so much, and I feel like can definitely go with family gameplay and can age up with your Sims, especially if you have a baby or an infant into a toddler. And of course, you can add more Sims in this build if you want to. You can play with it however you want to. But I kind of wanted to bring in a little more color, because I was using so much of that like blue and beige, which is pretty predominant in the eco lifestyle pack. But I wanted to bring in some other things. I believe I end up using those like really tall, like flower piece on the wall. I don't know what to call that, but I use those, and I feel like it brought so much color and life into this space. I honestly love those panels so much, and I feel like I want to use them more often in the game. And I will say, having only done this with base game and eco lifestyle, like I use that clock over in the corner, which I feel like I've never used before, because it, you know, once you have enough items in your game, it becomes very cluttered, and it's kind of hard to remember what's there, if that makes sense. Of course, I'm very lucky that I have all of the packs, but the more packs you have, like, it kind of, you lose track of all of the items. But like I said, I tried to include just a bunch of stuff over here for your kids' Sims to do, so there should be plenty of stuff. And I put a little bear chair over in the living room for them, like they can go sit with their parents or parent and just hang out with them in the living room. And I just thought that was so adorable, just so cute. And then I had that shelf actually in the corner. It had a few like blankets and some storage stuff on it. Is from Eco Lifestyle, and I don't know if I've ever used it before, but I was like, this would be perfect. Like, you would have that maybe in the playroom with just like kids supplies, you know. Like, I just feel like kids, I don't have kids, but I feel like they require a lot of things to have. And so I wanted to showcase that and have all of that storage there for your Sims. And so I brought those canvases in here, and that is from Eco Lifestyle. And this is where I was like, you know what? I think one of these Sims is into painting. And that's kind of where that thought process started. And then I believe up here, I think we're going to end up working on the office space or the bathroom. I can't remember. The bathroom. Like I said, it's been a little while since I actually did this build, but I ended up, this is actually a pretty large bathroom. I tried to use the sink and the toilet from this pack. I think I ended up swapping out the toilet. I cannot remember if I ended up swapping out the sink. I don't know what it was. I just didn't feel like they were fitting super well, and I wanted to bring in a lot of things that had to do with having a kid in the house. So I have like the toddler potty and that cute little elephant rug, and I believe I bring in some toys too. Like you would have stuff for the kid, like because they'd want to have toys in the bathtub, like that kind of thing. And I love adding that because that kind of clutter to me just makes it more realistic to having a family in your game. And I do end up putting that robe on the back of the door there. Your sim can walk through it, so no worries about that. But if it does bug you having it there, you can of course just take it out. And yeah, I do end up swapping out the sink as well. I don't know what it was about it. I guess maybe it just, I didn't feel like it fit with what I felt like the vibe of this family would be. But if you wanted to utilize more of the Eco Lifestyle items, you can of course swap them out if you'd like to. But I tried to make this cute little reading nook along with this office space. So we put in a desk and computer over on the other side along with an easel. And so you should be able to do whatever you need to do in this space. You can add in instruments as well, so you shouldn't have any issues with like being able to do skill building. And honestly, I really liked the way this space turned out. Like this is just so like cute and cozy. And of course, like I feel like realistically, it may not be the most useful office space because it is kind of out in the open, but you know, this is just what I did for this build. And you know, maybe this is just somewhere they do kind of work, but this isn't necessarily like they work from home kind of thing where they may need a more closed off office. But honestly, you could probably just draw a wall and create an office there if you would like to, if you wanted that to be a separate space. And then just creating this cute little landing area for these rooms, and then adding in a little bit of art on the wall. And then for this bedroom, I feel like I was having a few issues with some lighting. I think I do swap out the wallpaper because it was just kind of bright in this space. Now, I think some of that had to do with my reshade, since I do have a reshade on at this moment. Some of my speed builds don't have the reshade depending on whether or not I did them over on stream, because if I do them on stream, I can't have my reshade on because it causes my camera, my face cam, to do weird stuff. So if you ever notice that there's just like a discrepancy sometimes, it depends on whether or not I did it on stream. This one I did on my own since it was kind of supposed to be a secret collab until we were posting stuff about it. So I ended up just kind of doing it on my own. And I wanted to put just a bunch of stuff in here, just like all of the kids stuff I could find, I wanted to put in this room. All the stuffed animals, all those little pieces. And like I said, you could easily swap that out for a larger bed if you wanted to have like a kid sim in here. And I think, you know, having a sim in here, you could definitely like have them age up. I think you could easily make this a nursery as well. And I think did I put a fake changing table in here? I think I might have. Is that what I did? Because that makes sense. So this, I think, was probably my last fake changing table ever because we should be getting them. Now, I do think, based on the live stream, they did not show changing tables for the infant update, which I'm a little bit sad about, but there are changing tables coming with the growing together pack. Why am I feeling like that's not the name of it? I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. I don't know. I feel like I've just been talking for a while, but anyways, I don't think they showed a changing table for the infant update, so we'll see. If I do maybe a base game, I still may end up having to do like a fake changing table, but hopefully I won't have to do many of those anymore. And then this is where the parents would be sleeping, and I have like this cute little seating area as well here, which I thought was just really nice, like a space for them. This really is a spacious home. Like this room is actually really large. So is like the kitchen and the living and dining spaces. Like you could really like have a family grow into this space, especially as they make more money, that kind of thing. You can reno it and just really fill out the space. And I honestly, when I was building the exterior, I didn't realize how big the interior was going to be, but I feel like I say that a lot. I'm like, I had no idea. And then I get inside and I'm like, this is a huge build. Like, what is going on? I feel like I said that recently with my boarding school that I did, except I feel like when I did that one, I knew that it was going to be really big. It was going to take me a little while to actually decorate because it was pretty large. But I wanted to put a few portraits on the wall over there, and I believe I end up putting in, can't remember if it was like a dresser or a bookcase, I think over on the other wall. Actually, I think I might have brought in an eco lifestyle bookcase because I tried to use like a lot of the eco lifestyle stuff. I think I used most of the items that came in that pack because obviously that's what this is for. So I wanted to try to use those items as much as possible. But we are getting near the end of this build, so be sure to stick around for screenshots. If you have any suggestions for stuff you want to see on the channel, be sure to leave those down below. And I hope you have a really sweet day. Bye, everybody.